you know how, like, I'm sure you're like me, you think, oh, this isn't right like the XR. And I keep making adjustments trying to make it feel like the XR. And it dawned on me yesterday in my ride. I was like, this isn't the XR. I need to develop a new way to ride this because it's the GT. I don't need to have it ride like the XR. So I stopped trying to make it feel like an XR and just said, I'm going to mess around with my foot placement, what app setting I want, so that I get to learn how to ride the GT and not make it just a more expensive XR.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Because it doesn't ride anything.
What we've talked about is it feels like the GT is not an upgraded XR; it's an upgraded Pint.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it looks like the Pint, it feels like the Pint, it rides like the Pint. It has a similar pushback as the Pint. So that's like what everybody keeps joking about. It's like it's not the XR upgrade; it's the Pint upgrade.
That's interesting.
Okay, so somebody asked earlier, they're an avid skateboarder. What do you get, a GT or an XR?
XR.
Okay.
You would get an XR. You wouldn't get a GT.
If you're a skateboarder.
For a skater?
Yeah.
For sure, XR. Because XR is still going to be like the trick board for a while. Because I did break a GT. It was Rob of Flux Movements, brand new GT.
You're not allowed to ride my GT, Bodhi. I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't ever.
Well, especially because you just said you couldn't get another.
What were you doing?
The GTs, I was just doing a backside 180 down like a 4 or 5 foot drop, and I cracked the ring 3 times, and then the board shut off.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Did it have the lifesavers on it? The ring savers?
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So I think the XR just is lighter for tricks, slides better. We have the bang bumpers for it, and the rail. Like we have all the upgrades already for the XR that makes it like really rip. And I think right now, GT is a fantastic trail board, and with the products that we're going to come out with it, and I'm sure they're going to do a firmware patch to try to fix some of the riding issues that people have been talking about with the GT, like the tail dragging and pushback and stuff. Once that firmware patch comes out, because that's exactly how the XR was. The XR first came out and they had to fix the firmware. Once they patch the firmware and we come out with varials and foot pads and get the enduro tire on it, the GT is going to be a sick trail board. It's going to be an amazing trail board. But I think the XR is still the standard for tricks.
You just dropped the enduro name, the tire. That's going to fit on a GT, or you're going to make one that will fit on the GT?
We're making it right now. So, the whole thing with the GT is the hub size is a half-inch bigger.
Right.
So the go-kart standard is 6-inch, and that's why there's like a bajillion different go-kart tires we can get for the ONEWHEELs. But the GT, they popped it up to 6.5. So we made the enduro tire for the XR. It's dialed. We got it in. Finally got the prototype we love. And now they're just copying the mold, but with a 6.5-inch inner hub. And then once we get that prototype and give it the go-ahead, those are going to get started. And we're going to have the enduro for the GT, and it's going to change the way that board rides a lot. It's going to make it a lot more stable.
For sure, yeah. I mean, I've not got to ride that tire, but what I can see in the profile from all of the posts that your friends and you are posting on that thing looks legit. It looks like what I love when you guys, Float Life makes, or Craft and Ride did the Burris Treaded collab. It's built for a one wheel, so it rides different than the go-kart tires that are just built for go-karts to go around and around, right? They're not meant to be carving and stuff. So when you guys pair it up and go, I like that. It rides completely different. So
because go-kart tires are meant, there's 4 of them, and you're sitting on them, and they're like turning and drifting and stuff, whereas on the one-wheel tire, it's one tire, and we're like turning on that tire. You know, so like that's why the Vega is super flat, because it's like a rear go-kart tire. It's for the back of the go-kart. But this tire has a rounder profile, but also some of the magic of the tire is it's softened walls.
Yes.
The sidewalls of the tire are nice and soft, so when you lean on them and you turn on them, dude, my camera's backwards, it's tripping me out. But when you lean on them and turn on them, that wall gives in, and you can just sit on it. It feels like you're like snowboarding. And that's the only reason I was able to beat Tyler on his GT in that go-kart track in Vegas this past weekend, is because I was able to turn so hard And he was like getting super fast, and he was like catching up to me, and then we hit the turns, but he couldn't turn as hard, so he'd end up going kind of wide, and I'd get ahead of him a little bit. And he just kept like catching up to me, but he couldn't hit the turns as tight as I could because I was on a tacked up go-kart track, so I was freaking leaning the turns.
Yeah, I noticed just again, I haven't got as many miles on the GT as you, but I've noticed yesterday when riding, when I went to go carve, it wasn't a smooth transition. When I'm used to that XR, like you just can lean into it. I'm riding on the XR. I'm riding the Burris collab that you guys did, the slick. Love that tire.
You rocking your W rails still too?
I am, yeah. So I have that.
That's on a different XR.
Yeah, so I got two because I don't have the varial sets yet. So. Or the modulars. So I have to have. So, anyways, I have the slick on one that you guys made, and then the treaded tire that you guys have. So I'm rocking both your guys' tire, and so, boy, it hugs corners and turns, and you feel really good. Whereas that GT, I felt like I was gonna fall every time. Like I was like, what is going on? I feel like I'm a first time rider or something.
Then I am not getting on it.
It's just because it's so like it's top heavy. It's heavy, and then it's top heavy, and then the tire. Which one did you get? The treaded or the
yeah, the treaded.
Treaded. And the hard part with the tires, they tried to make it more rounded.
Yes.
Because that was always a complaint they got, but because of only having one repair facility, and they want people to get their tires changed and repaired in their facility, they made the durometer of the tire super hard.
So hard.
It's a really hard tire. So that's like you have to drop the PSI way down to get it to be a little bit like softer and more stable. So that's kind of the tricky part. So that's what I was saying. Once you put the enduro tire on your GT and you drop the center of gravity of the GT with some W rails, with your varial W rails for your GT,
yeah,
it's gonna be a total game changer. It's gonna ride a lot more stable.
Oh man, yes, please. Like, I mean, I
Yes to all the things. Yes.
The bummer is like I have to those tires. Like, I hope when you say they're ready to order, I get before everyone else because they're gonna disappear. They're gonna be gone like that, and then
Scotty boy, we're getting you one of the first tires, my
Oh,
guy.
are you? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, are we recording this so I can make sure that
it'll be online forever, the echo and all.
Nobody put it on paper. Nobody put it on paper.
Yeah,
No,
man.
Yeah.
It just looks right. I love the tread on the tire as well. It's not super. Again, I've not rode it. I'm assuming. Tell me if I'm lying or making this up. But it doesn't seem like the tread is super aggressive, so it's not loud. It's got to be a quieter treaded tire.
Super quiet. Super quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sick. And that's the idea, and that's why it's the enduro tires. It's meant to be like really sick on dirt, but also still good on asphalt and concrete, because that's kind of always been our beef with treaded tires. Is they vibrate under your feet and they're loud, which I kind of like for the first like 10 minutes of a ride, and then it just becomes kind of annoying.
It does, yes. Now, I do think on that said, I do think the treaded tire on the GT kind of reminds me of the Enduro, is that the profile of the treads it's almost like a slick with water grooves on it a little bit. Again, that's my GT I'm speaking of, because it's not super loud and it's quiet. I noticed that yesterday, which was super nice. I have no idea if it actually does well in trails yet, because you already saw that, Bodhi, where I ate mud. So I don't know if it actually.
I don't think any tire would have been good on that.
No, because it wasn't. It was not. It went out like. I mean, what is that? Heel side went out. It went like I. Yeah. It just, that's what I get. It sucks.